Okay, Coach, opening statement on this past week for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, just a very successful trip down there to Thibodaux, Louisiana. Tough place to play, really good program. Coach Rebo and those guys do a tremendous job. He's been there a while now, and those guys defending conference champions, preseason favorites, and have a really good football team. So hats off to them. They gave us all we wanted and then some. But just really proud of our guys going down there in a hostile environment, tough place to play, and finding a way to win a tough, hard-fought football game. I thought, it was a, defense, pulled us out there. Really played at a high level. They had to play, ended up playing. I think we graded 110 snaps of defense, so they were on the field a lot and only gave up 12 points. And so, they had a tremendous effort. Offense, it was tough sledding there out the gate, which a lot of that credit is due to Nichols. That defense is unbelievable. Best defense we faced so far this season. But, they got rolling and, like I say, got behind them a few times and hit them with some explosives and rattled off, their 21 points there right before half. And then we had a good drive there, start the second half to really kind of stretch the thing and then held on from there. But, just some really good performances overall across, in all facets. Special teams was huge. There were a lot of big plays with our special teams units, and it helped us win. So, but all in all, it's a tough, hard-fought victory at a place that's tough to play. I hadn't won down there since in over a decade, and so good to get down there and get that win and get back home to Texas.
Probably one of the first times you've been down there, but you've seen the growth of Nichols just all across the board and kind of the investment that's been poured into that program. How cool has it been, just as an outsider, to see the approach that everybody's taken across the board to help grow football over there?
Yeah, they've done a good job. Like I say, Coach Rebo, I've got a lot of respect for him and the job he does. And a lot of people that have been around a while, they think of Nichols and they think it's, a bad, downtrodden program, and it was back in the day. But they have definitely made a commitment to football. They got a new field, got a really nice 120-yard covered indoor, and then built a brand new end zone facility. So they've made a commitment to football. There's a reason why they've won at the level they have, and that's why it's a big win for us to go down there and beat a team like that, because they do it right down there.
Before we start talking about next week, one of those big performances, your punter from down under getting specialist of the week. Just talk about his performance and kind of leading with those bombs that he was able to send their way.
Well, that's one conference player of the week you really don't celebrate. It means we're punting too much, but if you do have to punt, it's good to have Callum booming that sucker. So he had a great night. Like I say, I think averaged 50.2 yards per punt. I think our net punting was right at 47, and you turn around and look at what they did net punting-wise. We blocked one, tackled them for another big loss. Those are a lot of hidden yardage in there and turnovers. And when it's a tight ball game, that helps out a lot. But Callum's been a great addition to us. He's punted the ball very well, and I wish he didn't play. I'd like it if all he did was hold each game, but when he does go out there, what a great honor for him. So we go 10 weeks without a player of the week. Now we go back to back. So maybe on to something here.
Yeah. Turn it over to the media.
Yeah, Coach, returning to your old stomping grounds. Plus, I understand they stole an axe. But what do you expect that trip back home to be like, or your former home to be like?
Yeah, it'll be a fun game because it's the next one and it's a big one for this program. We've set ourselves up to, make November to remember, and keep winning and try to punch our ticket to FCS playoffs. So that's A&M Commerce Lines are the next team in the way, and so got to go out there and obviously people will talk about that's where it came from and everything, but that place has changed a lot. They took the logo out of the field shortly after we left, and not much is the same there as it once was, and new staff and new players and everything else. But it'll still be a fun day. We've won a lot of ball games on that field. Hopefully we can win one more. But I got a tough challenge. They're not having the year they want. They're 1-8, but they're just inconsistent. I mean they've you look at their body of work. They played San Diego State. They were ahead at halftime. They had a chance to beat UC Davis in the fourth quarter, and UC Davis a top 10 program. They had Seal on the ropes. Lamar, who I think has our respect, had to kick a 51-yard field goal as time expired to beat them. So it's just what team we're going to get when we show up there, and really that doesn't matter. What matters is that we show up and the Lumberjacks take care of business, and we got to get better. I mean, you flipping back to Nichols, we got outrushed by 125, 30 yards on Saturday night, and that's not acceptable. We've got to be better than that. Running the football, we got to be better than that. Playing the run, and so I want to see us have a good week of practice, and then hopefully go up there and play well and have a chance to win a football game.
As far as X's and O's, though, what do they do best?
Yeah, they throw the ball around. I think they're just behind us. I think they're third. I think we lead the league in passing, and they're third in passing, and do some good things there. Throwing the football defensively. They're very opportunistic. They're good pass defense. I think they're second or first in the league in interceptions. So have some good players that they've got 63 scholarships and a good coaching staff. So it'll be a challenge for us.
Yeah, Coach, going back to that Nichols game, the story, obviously the defense, 5 turnovers, I believe 9 sacks on the day, just a really good football team. You guys were able to do some really, really good things defensively throughout that entire game. So kind of going into the game, the mindset defensively, and then just overall.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be a game. The Nichols game very similar to Sela, just a well-coached, defensive-minded ball club. They're from Southern Louisiana, and it turned out to be that. I was very, very pleased with our defense to play as much. I mean, the time possession, they were on the field 42 minutes, and I think I said already 110 snaps we graded. But our defense is playing very well right now. We've got some people back that we didn't have, for that Sela game, and I think that was the difference there. To get the 9 sacks, we had some guys back in the back end, and really that's what a fourth quarter should look like. We should have a lead, and we should be getting after some quarterbacks and putting the game away, and they were able to do that. But our defense is playing at a high level right now, other than we weren't where we wanted to be against the run. I think in the last 8 quarters we've given up 1 touchdown, and that was Saturday night. That was a 12-yard. We turned the ball over on the 12-yard line, and it still took them 4 plays to punch it in from the 12-yard line. So we're going to need that. I think defenses take you farther than offense does, and I think we've got a great offense to complement it. But they're playing at a high level. It's fun to watch Saturday night.
Yeah, Coach, and speaking of that offense, obviously Sam Vidlac, 4 touchdowns, had 3 of them in 3 minutes towards the end of the first half. Just kind of, how did that kind of turn the tides for you guys going into halftime and then for the second half?
Well, I thought the play of the game was they were up 6-0. They went for it on 4th and 1, and they're a running team and a very physical team, and hello Lumberjack defense, and we made a big stop there and got the ball back. I think we scored 3 plays later, and then 3 and out of them, blocked the punt, scored 2 plays later, then had another pick and scored again. And so it really it's not a matter of if, it's when. That offense is going to get going, and because the other team has a say in what we do offensively. They've got coaches and a game plan, and I, again, thought our guys did a good job when it was tough sledding. Run the football, we spread them out and put the ball over their head, and guys, made plays. And Sam's playing fantastic, leading the nation in passing touchdowns, I think, passing efficiency and having a banner year. So it was good to see him. It's good to see Kylan Harris. He is from about 40 miles from Thibodaux, Louisiana. So he was.
Lots of fans.
There was about 90% of our fans were related or kin to him one way or another. And he had a great game. 100 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, and a huge fumble recovery. We put the ball on the ground too much ourselves, and it was downfield. There were 7 red jerseys around, and Kylan comes in. That's what is a good receiver is somebody that makes plays when the ball's not in his hands, either blocking, making touchdown springing blocks, or just hustling like he was, and made a very headsy play there to keep the ball in our possession. And so a lot of great performances there out of those guys.
Yeah, Coach, and then you talked about the defense. 42
minutes.
42 minutes
Mm-hmm.
on the field, and just being able to only give up those 12 points. We talk about it late in the season, depth, how these guys condition early in the off season and throughout the early part of the year kind of shows when it gets to this point in the year. So kind of just talk about
Yeah,
that.
it sure does, and that's why we're careful with how we practice, in terms of how much we're putting on their legs and everything else. But you can ask any coach that's ever coached. If you've never started a season in August, and hey, here's our 11 players on defense, 11 on offense, and you look in November, and it's almost a totally different squad sometimes, due to injuries, due to guys getting better, or what have you as the season goes on. And so that's why it's the ultimate team sport, because you've got 115, 20 guys that are all working to make each other better. The scout team's important, the guys play important, and you're always one play away from being out there. But they've done a great job. Also, hats off to our strength conditioning staff. Josh Stoner, director of sport performance, he does a great job with them, all in the off season, all in the summer, to have them ready to play, whether it's playing 54 snaps like we did a few weeks ago, or it's playing 110 snaps. They're ready to play at a high level the whole game.
Okay. Just generalized, I'll call it like a 3 games left resume, so to say. 6-3 overall. 2 of those losses being very close losses in very competitive games. Lots of weapons on offense, lots of weapons on defense. Receiving votes in the AFCA, I think 15, which is like putting you like first 5 out, something like that. Just generalized statement. How do you feel about your Lumberjacks right now?
Yeah, I think we're right where we need to be. Obviously, everybody'd like to win every game, and we would too. But I think the biggest thing is we've gotten better each week, and I think that's the sign of really a good football team. And we're a lot better football team now in week 11 than we were in week 1 or week 2 or week 3. And you see, yes, we made some mistakes and let a couple slip away from us, and we're shorthanded in one of those. But that's football, and you don't let a loss define you. You just keep getting better, and this is a mature football team. I've got great leadership. I love these guys. They are fun to coach, fun to go to work, and fun to go to war with them. And so we're in a really good spot sitting here at 6-3. We got to take it one game at a time. A&M Commerce is in the way right now, the way I see it, and so we got to go up there and have a good week of practice, go up there and handle business, and try to get to 7-3. But I think I know you're leading towards postseason and everything else. You got to get there. 3 losses you're going to be in. 4 you're going to put it up to the committee's hands, and so we got to do what we can to keep it at 3, and that means try to find a way to win a ball game up in Commerce, Texas on Saturday at 3:30.
You just said all the details, but I'm going to redo them again. Lumberjacks take on Texas A&M Commerce this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Coach, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Time to go get the axe. Axe 'em.